In this video, I'm going to be helping you identify what type of procrastinator you are and what you can do about it. So there's 4 types of procrastinator in my experience. And let's face it, procrastinating is something that nobody wants to do, but they find themselves doing it more often than not. And what I'm going to share with you in this video is not only the type of procrastinator that you are, but how you can start to make those changes and being able to get the things done that maybe you've been putting off, that you really want to be doing. So the first type of procrastinator is the performer. Now the performer loves to hit a deadline, and they'll often be saying to themselves, I work well under pressure. But that in itself becomes a bit of a limiting belief. Maybe they're overusing Parkinson's law, which states work will expand until the time which you give it, which is all well and good, but what they do is they do all of the work right before it needs to be done, which creates a lot of stress, because ultimately stress comes when you're trying to do urgent and important tasks at the same time. So what they're doing is they're shrinking the time all of the time. So the challenge that these people really have is not necessarily finishing the tasks, but when they start them, because all they're focused on is that they're going to get it done, and they're going to get it done by a particular date. So the way that we can overcome that, the solution to that, if you are one of the performers, is that you focus your attention on when you're going to get started rather than when you're going to get finished. And if you focus your attention on when you're going to get started, you'll find that actually you end up getting things done a lot quicker, and you don't create that element of stress as a result of doing it that way. Now the second type of procrastinator is the self-depreciator. Now the self-depreciator, they'll beat themselves up and say, oh, I'm so lazy right now, and they'll really beat themselves up until they're black and blue because they're not doing the things that they want to be doing. And the reason they'll beat themselves up until they're black and blue is because they've set really high expectations for themselves. They need to be working all the time. They need to be doing. Now, what you've got to remember, activity is not productivity. And what we're interested in really here is productivity. So what the person that is a self-depreciator isn't doing is taking breaks. They're not taking the breaks. They're thinking, I just need to battle through this. Whereas quite often, if we take a break, we're taking 1 step back to be able to take 2 steps forward. So the real solution for this person is actually to take a break and fully recharge to be able to operate at their best and get things done next time. Now the third type of procrastinator is the overbooker. Now the overbooker is always busy. You'll hear themselves saying, I'm so busy, if only I had the time to be able to do that. But the overbooker is booking lots and lots and lots of things in, but they're not really focused on the things that they absolutely love doing. They're doing lots, and again it becomes this activity over productivity, and it's to their own detriment. And what's really happening is that they are booking lots and lots of things in because they're looking to avoid doing other tasks. The challenges that they're having is that they've got this chaos in their world where they can't cram everything in, and they find themselves dropping balls ultimately. So the solution for the overbooker is to sit down and really ask yourself, what is it that I'm trying to avoid? What is it that I really don't want to be doing, that I'm filling my time with all the other stuff? So that then you can get really clear on that, and then you can choose to delegate out or even say no to various things to enable you to create some more time in your diary. And then finally, the fourth type of procrastinator is the novelty seeker. Now the novelty seeker is someone with shiny object syndrome. They're constantly looking for something new. They're flitting all of the time to being able to do something new. Now, what's interesting about the novelty seeker is they're actually really quite good at making decisions, and they're really good at taking action. But what they're not good is finishing things. They get started and then they move on. Now, there's a few ways of dealing with this. One of the ways that you can deal with this is by getting someone to take over a project and finish it for you. Someone that's more of a finisher if you're more of a starter. But the other thing is to actually create the habits of completing, creating a rule with yourself that you might create this new idea, and you can take that idea and you can park it, stick it on a sticky note, or write it down in a journal somewhere to pick up at a later date, and have the commitment to yourself that you won't do these other things until you finish the thing that you've already started. So that's the challenge that Novelty Seeker will have, and like I say, the solution is very simple: being able to delegate out to someone that's a finisher, or making a commitment to yourself that you won't do these other things until you finish the thing that you're already working on. So I hope you found this useful about what procrastinator you are and some tips to be able to help you to be able to start to overcome being a procrastinator. If you found it useful, hit subscribe and give me a comment below and let me know how you found it. Let me know what one you are and what it is you're committed to being able to do to change moving forward. Until next time, make it happen.